What is up, guys? It's the TheSlumDogPodcast, and I'm your host, slumdogbobby. I'm finally doing it. I'm finally recording episode 6 after weeks and weeks of not recording. I attempted to record probably 10 times, and I'm such a perfectionist, I guess, when it comes to the podcast, at least. That, like, I won't put out an episode unless I think it's good. And I don't need to listen to them to know it's good. I can stop the recording at 30 minutes and just think back to, like, damn, was I good? Did I say things that I wanted? Was this shit not boring as fuck and making people want to just fucking click off and or blow their fucking brains out because it's so boring? But I'm back, finally. A lot of shit's happened. I I can't remember how long it's been. I feel like it hasn't been that long. I feel like maybe it's been like, I don't know, month and a half at most. I don't know. It's just like, you know, when you sit down to record a podcast, everything has to go right. You have to, you just kind of have to do your thing. It's basically like 30 minutes of improv with a couple topics, you know? I was actually gonna interview some, like, rappers that want to be on the podcast, like, some, like, underground rappers. They were, like, they posted on their, like, Instagram story, like, hey, any new podcasters out, and of course, me being the, very successful and popular podcaster I hit him up in the DM, and I was like, and yeah, dude, what's up? And he was like, yeah, dude, you want to record an interview? And at first he wanted to meet up. He wanted me to drive to Las Vegas. I was like, damn, I can't do that. You want to do it over Skype? So, that was supposed to happen, but he never hit me up on the day we were supposed to record, so it never really happened. Which is unfortunate, but hey, if that guy's listening, I won't say names, but if that guy's listening, hit me up. I'm still down. I'm still down. I'm kind of glad I took a little hiatus from the podcast, because it's kind of like I weaned out the weak, you know? Like, there's so many people that were DMing me, like, can I be on the podcast? Ricky, please? And then I'd hit them up, and they'd be dead silence. And that pisses me off so much, because, like, it's not just like, oh, you want to go somewhere with me, and then you cancel. It's like, I took time out of my day to write down, like, questions and topics we could talk about because I know you personally, and then you just fucking blow me off. That shit pisses me off. On my mama, that fucking shit pisses me off. Um, you know, so that sucks. If you're a person that's done that, I don't know what to say. I guess it just kind of makes me mad, honestly. And, like, there were so many people that watched, like, the first two, and, like, they wanted to be involved in it, and I wouldn't let them. So, like, by episode 3, they just didn't give a shit. Like, someone would give me an idea, and I'm open to ideas on the podcast, and a lot of people gave me good ideas. But usually I couldn't do them because it's a low budget kind of thing, and, like, this one person wanted me to do, like, a song of the day, since I like to talk about music a lot. And I tried to recommend music, but he wanted me to play like 10 seconds of it for the intro. And I thought that was a good idea, but, like, I just don't really see it happening because I'm so low budget, you know? And stuff like that. But some people would just want to be in it. They'd want to, like, not as a guest, but they'd want to, like, be behind the scenes. And I'm like, what are you doing? You know? You don't run the podcast. It's fucking weird. You know? So, by episode 3, they were just gone. Like, so many people just kind of listened to, like, the first 2, 3, maybe. And then after 3, they were just, nah, just done. So, I'm cool with that, because we got all the real ones still listening, you know? But anyways, a lot of stuff's kind of happened since I've been, on this hiatus. With my life, but, like, also, like, in the world. We had another fucking shooting. That was crazy. I mean, wasn't the Las Vegas shooting was this year too, right? Or was that 2017 technically? No, that was 2017. What the fuck am I saying? So I mean, we're really in it with these whole fucking shootings, man. If America, if they had like a school shooting like record, I feel like America would have it. I don't know. Um, I don't know. I read this like article like 2 days ago that the judge tried to like put in a not guilty thing on the guy that like did the school shooting, and I was kind of laughing about it because I was like, how the fuck is this dude not guilty? Like, the judge he hasn't convicted him of anything yet. He just put in a thing that says, oh yeah, this dude might not be guilty. And I'm just thinking, like, how could you prove that this man is not guilty? It's not a mystery. It's not, oh, maybe he didn't do it. It's like, no, we know he did it. You know? Like, I don't really get how he could not be guilty. So, I was laughing about that. Like, like, what the fuck? How does this... If this, like, wouldn't that be crazy? Like, if this kid shot up 17 people and got away with it, or, like, got, like, 10 years in a mental institution or something? I mean, wouldn't that just kind of show, like, people, like, oh, yeah, you can do it, You can do it, and then you can make it out. And then like, I don't like that. That that kid, first of all, they're charging him as a child, but he's 19. He's not only is he legally an adult, he's legally been an adult for like a year. I just, man, I don't really believe in like like white people getting the upper hand at law that much. Like, I believe in it, but I don't believe in it that much. But this is definitely a white thing, I feel. I mean, nobody can finesse the fucking judicial system like a redneck, who fucking shoots up a school. I don't know if he was a redneck, but it's Florida, so I'm gonna assume he was a fucking one of those alligator hunted motherfuckers. I don't know. Everybody like has been kind of putting their opinion on it. I won't put my opinion on it because the TheSlumDogPodcast is not supposed to be a big fucking... It's not a news podcast, It's not like my fucking opinion on world hunger or whatever the fuck is going on. Global warming. I mean, I might sprinkle it in like I just did, but I feel as though this is just kind of like my thing, I don't, and that's what's good about having a starter podcast is it just kind of like I talk about whatever. So there's really no guidelines for me to fall into. Maybe at one point I'll start a podcast that's supposed to be just this one thing, but for now, it's just kind of my own thing, really. And and everybody's been talking about gun laws since it's happened, and I don't know. I think liberals and conservatives are like they both like have been putting their opinions in on guns, and I have a problem with a big portion of each of those like parties. Like, first of all, I think half of the liberals fall into that like like snowflake everything like millennial like bullshit, like I think a lot of liberals are like those social justice warrior like like fucking dumbasses who like get offended at everything and are all in all, just a bunch of fucking pussies. And then I think a good two-thirds, I think a good two-thirds of the Conservative Party are rich, which I have a problem with. Actually, I feel like a good portion of the Liberal Party is rich too, but I know a lot of fucking conservatives are rich, you know? I live around them, you know? They got fucking 1,000,000 acres, 30 million fucking $1 billion in guns and shit, you know? Like, it's kind of fucked up. And it's funny when I hear one of these fucking dumbass conservatives I live around be like, "Oh, I'm not that rich. Yeah, I just have like $80,000 worth of guns and ammo. And I only have like 1,000 acres, and I only have like a 8-story house with like 20 bedrooms. Like, it's not a big deal. I'm not rich." It's like, yes, you are, you fucking faggot. And I use that term in the derogatory way, of course, not the, you know. But yeah, it's just, like both parties, like a good portion of them are dumbasses. Like, and I don't align with either party. I'm one of those fucking snowflakes who doesn't fall into either category because, like, I agree with, like, half of, like, both sides' opinion. So it makes it really fun for me because I can talk shit about both. Conservatives they can take no criticism on their own party. Same with liberals. Like, they're like, my party's the best. Okay, we're perfect. We're all perfect, and you can go suck a fat dick. But when you don't align with either party, you can just talk shit about both and point out the flaws in both. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun rocking the boat on both parties because both are filled with fucking... Actually, you know what? I said that about liberals. There's a bunch of conservatives that think they're fucking snowflakes too. Like, I'm sorry, but like, a bunch of them are like, yeah, fucking, I like, I can't even think of it really, but they're just like, yeah, you know what? I'm a rebel, I live in the countryside and farm crops because I'm a rebel. It's like, what's rebellious about growing crops and fucking taking care of cows? I'm sorry, but if you think you're a fucking rebel because you wear a goddamn cowboy hat and some fucking a vest or whatever the fuck, like, you're not a fucking rebel. Like, there's nothing rebellious about that. Like, it's always the motherfuckers who either have, like, a shaved head or a bowl haircut that are like, I'm a rebel. It's like, no, you're not. You're like, and I don't like to use this term very frequently, but they're fucking conformists, is what they are. Like, they don't do anything new. You think hillbilly fashion has changed since the 1800s? Those motherfuckers have been dressing like fucking, like, I'm sorry, like, I have a lot of people who dress like this that watch the podcast or listen to the podcast. I mean, and to those people, I would say, sucks to suck, because I mean those motherfuckers. I mean, they've been dressing the same since the Wild West. Like, they have the fucking cowboy hat, the button-up shirt, the fucking boots with the goddamn spinny spurs on the back, and fucking some jeans. You know how long motherfuckers been dressing like that? You're not a rebel. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm a rebel because I chew Copenhagen and smoke cigars. Like, it's always like some dumb shit. Like, or like, I'm a rebel because I don't like Democrats. Like, that's, like that's that doesn't make you a rebel. I don't like Democrats. I don't like conservatives. I don't think it's really rebellious to say that I don't like either one of them. I don't know, but I'm gonna switch gears here. I want to tell you something that I figured out just this morning. I am a very large fan of Richard Pryor. Okay, um, anybody who knows me well knows that I love Richard Pryor. He's got a bunch of specials on Netflix. I think he's dead now. I'm not sure. I think Richard Pryor is dead. But the point is I like a lot of his specials that he did in like the 80s and 70s and 90s era. And I guess Richard Pryor's a bisexual. Dude, I didn't know about this. Like, dude, like, I'm sorry if I'm like a dumbass for not knowing this. But like, I was watching one of his specials and he was like, "You ever suck a dick?" And I was like, "What?" Like, not the fact that he's gay, but like he had like a wife and kids and all. Like, it really threw me off guard. He's like, "Never let one of those motherfuckers fuck you in the ass, 'cause they go tell the whole neighborhood." And I was like, "What? What are you talking about, Richard Pryor? You talking about what?" I swear to God, go to one of his Netflix specials and you'll see that. Um, I'm probably like a dumbass. It's probably like common knowledge that he's fucking bi. I guess he's bi. I mean, he has a wife. Um, at least I don't know that much about Richard Pryor, so it's interesting to sort of see that. So I figured I'd talk about it, but mainly it was fucking hilarious because it completely caught me off guard. He's just like, "You ever let one of those people put your penis in their mouth? Man, ain't that wild?" Like, it's so funny. Just, "Hey man, you ever let one of those faggots fuck you in the ass?" Like, yeah, it was the 70s, so you could still call gay people faggots. But yet he's talking about someone fucking him in the ass. Like, it's so like backwards. It's really funny to me. I don't really get it. But I guess Richard Pryor's gay. That's interesting. Gay comedian. There was also I feel like Richard Pryor was one of the first black comedians to come up too. Good on you, Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was as progressive as a damn social justice warrior on Twitter. Actually, I feel like social justice warriors on Twitter and Instagram that get offended at everything are like the opposite of progressive. Like, you don't know how many times like people have gone on me for like saying faggot and shit like that. But like, they'll be over here and like they kind of let that word control them. Like, like, let me put it into perspective. Say the gay community gets really offended at being called faggots, right? Now, they're offended. 20 years later, people are still saying faggot, and it's still offending them. But, however, say the gay people start calling themselves faggots and start thinking the word faggot is funny, and then 20 years from now, that word, well, probably more, it would probably take longer. It'd probably be 30, 40 years. 30, 40 years, the word faggot doesn't mean anything, you know? I feel like, like so many, like, older, like, minorities don't like, minorities using the N-word as, like, a friend thing. But I feel like that's, like, I feel like these fucking slave owners in the 1800s would want people to fear and, like, get mad at that word. Using that word kind of takes the meaning out of it, And I understand if they don't want people who aren't minorities to use the word, but I'm saying them using the word is kind of making it to where it's not as powerful. It doesn't mean as much anymore. These people who like hear other minorities saying that are just like, "Oh my God, you shouldn't say that because racist people said that 100, 200 years ago." It's like, well, yeah, but wouldn't they want me to fucking hate that word? Wouldn't they want me to be like, putting myself in the perspective? Would they want me to hate that word and be scared and be, "Oh no, I don't want to hear it," So that's why, I feel like people, like social justice warriors, just want people to stop saying it. but like they're doing it in the wrong way. I feel like getting offended and being like, you shouldn't say the word retard is like, it's always going to be powerful. The word retard or whatever word it is always going to be powerful, and it's always going to strike these people, you know? It's always just kind of going to hurt, you know? But if you just kind of use the word, you make it a big joke, it doesn't mean anything anymore. like like for instance, like cunt. That's one that like females will hear that word and they'll be like, ugh, their skin will crawl, and it's like you didn't even call them a cunt. You're just saying the word, and they're like, ugh, get the fucking heebie-jeebies every time someone says that word, and it's like, you know, like, and then oh my god, you call like a female a cunt, oh my god, they just go bananas. Like, it's like their N-word with the ER, you know? They get so mad. Sometimes I do it just because it's fucking funny. It's just funny to piss people off. Like that. It's like, why are you giving this word power? You know, like for instance, I'm gonna let you in on this. Okay, I'm an obvious overweight person, right? It's pretty damn obvious, okay? That's why they call me Thick Rick, okay? So someone comes up to me, and let's say my whole life I've got offended and mad at people calling me a fat ass or whatever, right? Because I've pretty much been thick my whole life. Let's say I get really upset and like, don't call me a fat ass, you know? So I'm 20 years old, and people are still going to do it because A, people are dicks, and they know if something pisses you off, they're going to do it a lot. And B, because I'm giving power to those people who call me that name, you know? And I've been talking about this for a while. I feel like I've been rambling on about giving words power and shit for a while. But let me just finish this example. Okay? Now, if anybody knows me, they know that someone called me a fucking mammoth or a fucking fat ass or whatever, I laugh because I think it's funny. Like, yeah, no, I know. No, I'm well aware. I'm a fucking overweight as fuck. Like, you don't have to tell me, you know, and like people, like, there's been so many people who like call me a fucking fat ass or whatever the fuck to like hurt my feelings, and I'm just kind of like I don't really care, and like they don't call me it anymore. Like, you know, like it's just kind of like that. I feel like that's how that's the right way to be progressive about words, is to just stop caring. You know, so what? You're fucking homosexual or, you know, whatever, trans, whatever. Someone calls you a faggot. You know, you just kind of can just shrug it off, or you can just get offended, and it'll follow you around your whole life, and then it'll just kind of haunt you. Like, I don't like that at all. And that's kind of like social justice warriors just kind of think like, oh, if I get really offended every time anyone says this word, eventually they'll stop saying it. No, absolutely not. 100%. That's not what's going to happen. In fact, I feel as though the opposite would happen. You know? So just take my word on it. Everybody has a word, or at least had a word, you know, that really offended them. Like, when I was a little kid, like, oh, that's my cat. Hey, kitty. This is my first guest on the podcast. Hey, kitty. Probably heard him right there. When I was a little kid, yeah, being called a fucking fat ass was, like, hurtful. It, like, really pissed me off. But now that I'm, like, 14 years old, you know, it doesn't fucking piss me off anymore. It doesn't even, like, affect me. I'm just using it as an example. But yeah, so that's how I feel about progressiveness and how getting offended doesn't really help anything. If anything, it hurts whatever word you're trying to, you know? So I encourage someone, because everybody has one word. Everybody has one word that at some point pissed them off to hear. If you're a female, it's probably cunt. If you're a minority, it's probably one of the long list of dumb racial slurs. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let's talk about that real quick. Have you ever heard a racial slur? In fact, I guarantee you probably have. And I'm not going to say any because that's really, not my thing. But have you ever noticed how funny they sound? Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, like, like, I hate, like, I want to use an example, like one of the many, because they're all funny. Like, they all sound like Dr. Seuss words to me. Like, and people get, ooh, their skin crawls if you call someone this name or that name. Like, fucking, like, you can just kind of, like, make up a word in your fucking head, and it's probably a fucking racial slur. Like, here, I'll do it right now. Bonk. Fucking go on Bonk. It's like fucking on Wikipedia. It's like fucking a Filipino fucking racial slur or some shit. Bonk. Or some shit. Like, all of them are fucking hilarious Dr. Seuss words to me. Oh my god, just fucking... Hey, don't let the bonks in here. We don't wear a no bonk having place. Like, I can just imagine racists in, like, the 1930s saying some shit like that. Hey, we don't allow bonks in here. Get your bonk ass out of here. Like, they all sound, like, funny. To me, at least. I don't know. Does that make me a fucking asshole? That I think all racial slurs sound like Dr. Seuss words? I don't know. I guess maybe it's because I don't fucking... I don't know. I guess I feel like it's different if you're a minority and then you hear it. It's like, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I recorded this podcast because, currently, I went to go play fucking Fortnite and my controller was dead. So I feel like I should give it a little while to charge, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put it in rest mode, and I'm gonna fucking record a podcast, and that's what I did. Now, speaking of Fortnite, I wanted to talk about how the fuck Fortnite has kind of taken over the world. Sorry, I touched the mic right there. I started playing Fortnite in Season 1, okay? The game was, like, brand fucking new. Not nobody played it, because, I mean, it was free. Of course, a lot of people are gonna play it, but, like, I just remember it being so different than it is now, and now everybody fucking plays that shit. Like, literally, like, I will look at Instagram stories and see Fortnite. Like, I've never seen a game, like, take over like this. Like, fucking, I don't know. I feel like this is how it felt to be, like, a Call of Duty player in, like, 2009. Like, just fucking the game's so fucking popular now. It's Season 3. In a matter, because, like I said, I started playing in Season 1. Over the course of Season 2, and now we're on Season 3 of the game, and the game goes by seasons, by the way. I mean, like, it's just gotten so fucking popular, and I don't even know what to do anymore, because, like, I'll, like, I don't know, just wherever you go on social media, it's Fortnite, Instagram, Twitter, fucking YouTube, like anything. It's just all about fucking Fortnite. I don't know, man. Fucking, I feel that. I don't know. I feel like Fortnite's gonna, like, get really popular, and, like, it's gonna be really fucking dumb to play the game in, like, a year or two. Like, sort of what happened to, like Minecraft. Like, it was really popular, and then it fell off because a lot of dumbasses started playing it, and the community kind of went to shit. I don't know. That's how I feel on it. But, I don't know. So anyways, This has been the Slumdog Podcast. I'm your host, SlumDogBobby, aka Ricky. And, I think it's been a good podcast. My Instagram will follow the Slumdog Podcast on Instagram. And my Instagram and my editor's Instagram, they'll all be in the description. Not on SoundCloud anymore, only on YouTube. We're a YouTube exclusive. But anyways, this has been the Slumdog Podcast. I'm his host, fucking Ricky, and I'm out.